It's boom or bust with the wheel. Don't worry about the quarterback names. It's an old board. Just go with the team names up here. We're going to go one by one. Spin it.
Unless you like
ahead.
the quarterback.
And whatever team it lands on, give us a boom or a bust player, all four of you.
Or somebody you like, right? Or just somebody you
like. It looks like the Vikings.
That's you, right? I mean,
yeah, well, you know what? Listen, I mean, there's a bunch of obvious stars there, but how about Kyle Rudolph, who has the most touchdowns over the last 3 years other than Rob Gronkowski at the tight end position? We know how much Kirk Cousins likes the tight end in terms of throwing to him. He's a guy that's the only tight end that has 7 touchdowns each of the last 2 years. He's going 8th among tight ends. For me, Kyle Rudolph, I think, is a value. He's going in the 9th or 10th round. Give me some Kyle Rudolph this year. I prefer tight ends in the 8 to 12 range this year as opposed to paying for it.
We don't need as comprehensive an answer from everyone. Adam, you're next. Go ahead and spin the wheel.
We've got 28 hours. Why are you rushing it up? We've literally got 28 hours to kill.
You don't like
Who is it?
The
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, who do you like, Adam?
I thought it was the Texans.
You know what? If you want to do this,
I mean, that team has obvious fantasy standouts. So why don't we go James Washington, a rookie wide receiver,
look at that.
Who could be a boom guy later on in the year. If there's any injuries to Antonio Brown or Juju Smith-Schuster, that could be a guy, James Washington, who could be a factor later on.
Pittsburgh has done a great job developing wide receivers.
Nobody dressed better wide receivers.
If indeed we landed on Pittsburgh. Go ahead.
I always wanted to spin one of these wheels. I wanted to be a carnival worker.
Just put it where you want it.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, that's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, right? Okay, here. Let me give you a name who is boom or bust. And I'm sure he doesn't want to be called boom or bust, but he truly is. And that's DeSean Jackson. Here's a guy, they can't even give him the football. Last year, how many times was he open and Jameis Winston overthrew him, underthrew him, and DeSean's walking off the field going like this, just like looking around? This guy should, look, DeSean is one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL. All teams, all players, one of the most talented athletes in the NFL. He could absolutely go off. Now, I'm not saying Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to help him do that, but that's a guy who they should be featuring and feeding. I know Mike Evans is there. I know Cam Brate is there. I know they have a lot of good players on the perimeter.
And they're talking up Chris Godwin as well.
Sure, but DeSean Jackson is legit. That's boom or bust for me.
Sounds like a boom. Hit it. Dana.
DeSean Jackson would have been my bust.
529.
Well, that's why it's called boom or bust.
Oh, well, I'm adding to your bust there.
Kenny wants you.
Pick one or the other.
Oh, sorry.
Spin the board. We're running out of
We only have
time.
27 hours left.
We don't have any time left in this show.
That's a double spin.
I want to get Rams.
I have
Because I
dice
have
in my
one.
pocket if we have to.
Broncos.
That's Broncos.
No, that's Cleveland.
Okay, fine.
Whatever you want it to be.
Pick either one.
Broncos or
I
Cleveland?
mean, the boom is Jarvis Landry, somebody who we saw lead the league in receptions last year.
But who is the quintessential boom or bust for the Cleveland Browns?
Josh Gordon.
You absolutely know it.
I'm in his
That's
camp.
the guy.
True.
I'm
But
in
then,
his
wouldn't you
camp.
say that's
Me
more,
too.
Wouldn't you say that's more your bust though at this point? Because
But I'm saying it's boom or bust.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I think the premise is to pick one of them, though.
Well, similar to that other game where you guys made up the rules, we're doing the same thing here.
Actually, the premise is to say that boom or bust means this. The guy could absolutely light it up or he could absolutely kill your team.
That's how I saw the game.
Right? I mean,
but I'm
Kenny?
told that isn't the game, but let's play your game.
Well, okay,
Josh
fine.
Gordon.
You know what? Because look, I'll tell you this. I've done a complete 180 on Josh Gordon. I was hard on Josh, the decision maker, as far as, respecting the fact that he's in the NFL for a long time. I love the way he has kind of presented himself, how he has shown the fact that, look, this game means something to him. He has taken it upon himself to try and get himself right. And I'll tell you this. He is he's one of the best looking athletes I have ever seen.
And Lewis, think about Tyrod Taylor's arm.
Okay.
Think about Tyrod.
So I'm just saying this.
But from a fantasy standpoint, wouldn't you be nervous drafting him, not knowing what his future?
That's the definition of boom or bust. If he's on the field and he stays on the field for 16 games,
That's the boom or bust by Kenny's rules.
We'll try to clarify
boom or
what
bust
this
by
game
scouting
was.
rules.
We
I
just
still
did.
don't get the game.